2023 NBA MVP race has been one of the most contested in recent memory, with 3 players that can legitimately win the award. For most of the season, it seemed as if Nikola Jokic was going to win his 3rd straight MVP award. Then after the All-Star break, there seemed to be a push by Giannis and Jokic at the award. He also has 2 of his own already. And now over the past couple weeks, Joel Embiid has come on extremely strong. He's been the runner-up in each of the last 2 seasons, but as of yesterday, he has surpassed Nikola Jokic as the number 1 spot on the NBA's MVP ladder. The 76ers have gone an unbelievable 26-8 since we hit 2023. The only team with a better record over that span is the Milwaukee Bucks, who have gone 27-8. Philly has risen all the way to the 3rd seed in the Eastern Conference, and it seems like they'll finish in either 2nd place or possibly even 1st. They can thank Embiid for that. He's been a perennial MVP candidate for years now, but is having his best season yet. There's a legitimate argument that he's the league's best player and might be the hardest to stop offensively. This season feels like the perfect storm for him to finally cross the hump and win his first MVP award. He's continued to get better as the season's gone along, and the team has continued to trend upward as well. The Nuggets' recent struggles have also given way to Embiid, as it does somewhat hurt Jokic's case. To truly understand why Joel Embiid will finally win the NBA MVP in 2023, let's look at his 2 runner-up seasons, his competitors this season, and then his incredibly dominant season so far. Before we get into Joel Embiid's journey to the MVP, if you enjoy my content and have watched a few videos of mine, think about subscribing. 96% of my viewers are actually not subscribed, so if you watched me before and enjoy the content, drop a sub and comment down below. It really helps the channel. Joel Embiid missed the first 2 years of his NBA career with injury, and only played 31 games in his 3rd. There were a lot of people that questioned if Embiid could ever become the player that many expected. For a while, it seemed as if we may have another Greg Oden situation on our hands. However, Embiid made the All-Star game in his first full season in 2017-18 and has made it every season since. With that context out of the way, let's talk about his first MVP caliber season. That came in the 2021 season, where the 76ers finished 49-23, good enough for 1st place in the Eastern Conference. On top of being the best player on the best team, it was also the best season of Embiid's career so far, making him a clear MVP candidate. He finished the season averaging 29 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block per game. He was dominant as a scorer and emerged as an obvious top 10 player in the NBA, arguably even top 5. He led the team to be one of the NBA's best, but ended up finishing 2nd in the MVP race to Nikola Jokic. He came back even better the next season in 2022. The team wasn't quite as good, finishing 51-31, which put them at 4th place in the Eastern Conference. However, he was on a different level. He put up a league-leading 31 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1.5 blocks per game. On top of being a dominant rebounder and defensive presence, he had also become the NBA's scoring leader, seemingly building upon an already great 2021 showing. However, he once again would finish 2nd in MVP voting behind Nuggets star Nikola Jokic. The awards seemed to be heavily narrative-based. The Nuggets finished with a worse record than Philly, but since Jokic was missing his 2 co-stars in Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr., he was given more credit for how the team performed. That brings us to this season. I want to cover his 2 main competitors before I get into why this is finally Embiid's MVP season. Let's start with back-to-back MVP Nikola Jokic. For most of the season, he seemed like the leader to win the award again, which would place him in the annals of NBA history, accomplishing a feat that's only been done by Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, and Larry Bird. The Nuggets have been the West's number 1 seed since December 20th. Jokic has his co-stars back, but has been phenomenal once again. For the season, Jokic is averaging 25 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists per game. He leads the league in true shooting percentage this season at 70.2, and it's been one of the most efficient seasons in league history. In most years, he would be the consensus MVP. However, this season we have 3 historic ones. That brings us to Giannis and Jokic. who seemingly started to push for the award after the All-Star break. He's led the Milwaukee Bucks to the #1 record in the Eastern Conference, thanks to an unbelievable stretch starting in late January and extending into early March, where the team won 16 straight games, the longest streak in the NBA this season. It's also been the best season of Giannis's already historic career so far. He's averaged 31 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. He's been phenomenal and has had an NBA MVP caliber season this year as well. Finally, let's talk about Joel Embiid and why he deserves to win the award. The Philadelphia 76ers have gone 26-8 since January 1st, allowing them to climb to the 3rd seed in the Eastern Conference. They're only a half game back of Boston for the 2 seed and 2.5 games back of the Bucks for the 1 seed. Joel Embiid has been the catalyst for the Sixers' rise, having the best season of his career. He's averaged a league-leading 34 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 blocks per game. His effective field goal percentage of 57% is also the highest of his career so far. He feels like a consistent 30-plus scorer every single game, and has been dominant consistently. He has 25 games this season with 35 or more points, which is just absolutely absurd. He was the NBA's scoring leader last season and has done it once again this year, despite a boom in 30-point scores. Embiid is having the 4th highest scoring season since 1990 and has been a dominant offensive player. He has the highest scoring output of any of the 3 players. He has the 4th best defensive rating in the NBA and has been a true stopper on that end. I know advanced analytics probably like Jokic like they always do, but to me, the award is between Giannis and Embiid. They're the best 2 players this season and seemingly make the strongest impact on both ends compared to Jokic. Both players are having phenomenal seasons, and I could see the argument either way, but to me I'd go Embiid. He seems to be a noticeably better offensive player by the stats, and a very similar defensive player. Joel Embiid has been in the MVP discussion for 3 straight years now, finishing runner-up in both of the last 2. He feels as if he's been disrespected, and many fans think he should have won in at least one of the last 2 years. However, it seems as if this is finally the year we see him pull it off. He's risen to the #1 spot in the NBA's MVP ladder as of yesterday, and continues the dominance we've seen from him all season. He's the NBA's scoring leader for the 2nd straight year, and is top 6 in both blocks per game and defensive rating as well. He's truly a two-way player, and has led the 76ers to the NBA's 2nd best record since January 1st. He's one of the most dominant bigs the league has ever seen, and it seems as if this will be the year he finally breaks through for MVP. Giannis and Jokic are both deserving as well, but to me anyway, it should be Embiid. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. I'm Herm. Have a good one.